Hello again, and welcome to SuperBiffo's Guide to Navigating Mines or Caverns. What's the difference between a mine and a cavern? 3 letters? Anyway, so where we left last time is that we got all of our stuff ready. We have our filler material, which is just cobblestone. We have 3 stone pickaxes. One of them is almost out of order. And we have 4 iron pickaxes. We've also got a whole bunch of torches in here. We'll have coal pretty soon, and then we can. It's really weird, my friends. I hear laughter in the background. I don't understand where it's coming from. Now, this is where we found the we have a dungeon here. We're going to put a torch up just so we can see what's in here. We can go ahead and dig down into this. And the only reason we're doing this is because there's always some kind of interesting stuff inside a dungeon. In this case, what we have here is a monster generator. And we can go ahead and break this apart. Gives us a little bit of experience. And then if we look inside of here, there can be stuff. Iron we may need eventually, but not really. In this case, we don't really care. All I'm doing at this point is I'm showing you what's inside of here. There's some rotten flesh. That's always good if you're hungry. An enchanted book for piercing. Now, the other thing is that there's no other way out of here. This is a totally enclosed space. So one of the issues is that if you were playing one of the survival games, that if you poked a hole in here, you could get attacked by a whole bunch of monsters. But there's nothing in here. And so the first thing that we're going to do, since this is now a played out mine, is we're going to go look for a real mine, the mine that we want to test. And I believe there was one over here on this side. If you can't find a mine near to where you're at with easy exploring, because sometimes that happens, everything is random, then you can do one of 2 things. You can go find a high point and then look for a mine, a cavern that you can go into, or what you can do is you could just start taking your cobblestone, you jump in place. So you jump in place. Wait. And now I've got a little bit of height. I can see, oh, look, there's a light over there. There's a good chance that that's a place. Now, the other thing is that you don't want to leave this alone because this is your filler material that you're going to need in a little bit. And you went to all that effort to dig that out. So we're going to follow the pig over here who is pointing the way. You will find in your regular play that pigs are very helpful at pointing out where to go. Now this is dangerous. This is the first application of filler material. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to place it right there, and now I can easily get across the lava without getting toasted. So we're going to see how far this goes. We're going to go ahead and put a torch up here. We put them high so we know we can see it flood the entire area with light. We'll put another one over here, and that will show that we have a branch. Now, we want to remember the way that we came in. This is the way that we came in. So whenever we're at a branch, we're going to place 2 torches on the ground that shows us where we came from. So now this is the way out. Now, I kind of don't need this torch right here, but I'm going to leave that alone. Now, there are no bats in my belfry. Oh, wait, there are bats in my belfry. So the first thing we find here is is a couple of ores. We have coal and we have iron. Now, normally what I do is I go down to the end of one of these two tunnels, and then I come back and I don't mine on the way out. I mine on the way back, and that gives me an idea of where I've been and where I'm going. So again, I'll place a torch up here. I can see, oh, there's a path down there, not really stairs. And so there's another way over here. So again, this is the branch that I'm at. I will take a quick look down here to see where it actually goes. I will use my weaker pickaxe because this just might be a quick dead end. And actually it's going pretty far. So again, I placed no torches down there. So if a place is dark, that's a good idea that I haven't been here. It's dark down there and it's dark down here. So I'm going to put a couple torches. Actually, I can see the way out over here once I come out of this hole or once I come back from here. So I don't need a pair of torches here to tell me that this is the way out. So I'm just going to continue down here. You can follow one of the general rules of going through a maze, and that is you go down the right-hand path first, and then you come back and hit all of the other left-hand paths on the way. So this looks like it's going to go very deep, and I may never, ever get back to those other paths. So I'll place a torch up here, and I will carefully go down here. If there aren't steps, single level blocks that you can go down, then you make your own stairs. And this, my friends, looks like we're at a dead end. So I'll put a torch down here so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start mining whatever is down here. This is coal. Coal is always useful to have. One of the things that you might find yourself doing is if you're actually building a world, it's great to have a plan of what you want to do. So if there are things that you want to do when you make a house, when you make a bed, when you make fences, when you make other things, there are resources that you're going to need. So you may come down and you may look specifically for iron. You may look specifically for coal. Whatever you need, it's good to have an idea, a target to what you need, and then you don't spend time just going through the tunnels. So there are no more ores down there. There are some ores out here. There's iron here. We will take all of that. We'll come back here. We'll get the coal, which is up on the ceiling. And hopefully we're not under a lake. And we, see, that, my friends, is an example of why you don't dig straight up. What I did is I released a column of gravel. When you do that, there's actually more of it here. What you will find, so that's exactly what happens. Now, I believe that the iron is down below. There might be water up above, and it looks like there's not. It was just gravel that was at the level right above the coal. So it doesn't really look like there's anything else up there. However, it's possible that there's more cavern up here. At this point, we don't really care. I'm just grabbing the gravel here. I can actually use it. I have been reminded that it's not useful to mine gravel, which is very soft, with one of your stronger pickaxes, so you might as well just go ahead and use your... So pretty much, it looks like it's quite possible. I don't see any more coal behind that one. I don't see any more coal behind that one. I'll check behind this one, and I believe at this time that this vein of coal is now played out. I'll take another quick look around to see if there's any more ores down here. I just go back to where my branch is. This is where my branch is. There's a little bit of coal left. I'm going to go ahead and mine that. And then I'm going to get out of Dodge. So now I've just killed my first stone pickaxe. And I'm going to get my next one. And it looks like I can start digging up here. Hopefully I won't find a... Again, don't dig straight up. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what angle you're mining at. Nope. Look everywhere around. There's no more visible ore. Now I'm at the end of my branch, and now we can cut off our first area that we're not going to go down again. That area is played off. And so I heard an explosion behind me. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. So could have been lightning. So what you want to do is, because you have a limited number of filler materials, you want to pick the smallest hole that you can fill with the least amount of material. So I think I can come straight across here and place this here. You want to kind of block it completely. I'm going to go ahead and take this torch down. What I'm going to end up doing is putting the torch here, so I can go ahead and place it at this time. Always, when you build a wall to close your dead ends, you always want to put a torch on it. So you can see that this actually stands out between this cobblestone and this cobblestone. This is mined cobblestone ore that comes in a block. This is unmined cobblestone. Such a nag. So I'm just going to jump up here so I can place a block on top of this, block on top of this. And now does it go all the way up? Nope, there's one space left. Actually, two places. I'll put one there, put one here, and now it's completely blocked. So if I were to take this torch away, like this, you could see that you don't see any light coming out of there. Now there is light, so if you were to mine one of these, and I'll just show you as an example. Up, now you can see light that's in there, right? So if you ever come to a place that you think that you've mined before and you want to double check, you just open it up and you say, oh, I left torches back there. So that's an idea that everything is kosher. I have been there before. Want to put a torch back on the top of this, and now I can move on. Now again, here's that block that I used, and now I can go down the other branch. So if we come back out here, if we were to come down and mine again, we would come down here from the entrance. We would look down this corner and we say, oh, we've been down there, but that's a dead end, which means there must be a branch on the way. If that weren't the case, then I would have blocked this area and I would not have been able to go down there. There'd be this big wall of cobblestone here, and there would be a torch right on it. Now later on, I will show you ways to use cobblestone more effectively to block off an area rather than using it 100% to block the entire wall. You can just put bars up, and bars are kind of obvious. They're really looking like they're man-made. So let's go down this corridor. We're not going to mine this on the way out. We will mine it on the way back. So we'll put torches up. Oh, look, there's water. I should have brought my fishing pole. Now you will find that water is going to slow you down. There's ways around that. One of them is that you can just So one of the ways you can get through here is that you can make yourself a pathway. Just make yourself an island if you're going to be going back and forth a whole lot, and then you'll be on top of the water. The water won't be any higher than the blocks that you put down. Then, of course, you have to knock down these blocks on top, which are in the way. But let's just go on and see if we can find another dead end, turn around, and come back and mine in that direction. Now, we're in another it looks like we're in another pathway, another T. And so I'm going to put my 2 torches here. 2 torches indicate the direction of the exit. This is the way I came from. These are my 2 choices on where to go. Now in this case, I'm going to go left. I have no reason to go left other than an arbitrary choice. So it looks like somebody has said that there's this is a weird generation, and if I were to mine here, I'd find something useful. Maybe because it's unlikely that there's dirt here. I'm not finding anything, so it's my opinion that this is really just kind of a waste of time. This is not what we're about. We're about learning how to navigate inside a mine. I'm just going to go back up and move on. So in this case, we're following this path here. We don't see any other side paths. Put another torch, put it way up high. And it shows everything. So this is pretty rich. It looks like we're finding, that looks like it's gravel. So if there, apparently it's nothing that we care about. So look at this. We're in another dead end. And what do we do when we find a dead end? We go back to the T and we dig all of the ores that we find along the way. This is some tasty iron. Iron is good for your blood. So there's nothing else here. We do have the coal here. We're just going to go ahead and use our iron pickaxe because it's very fast on coal. Coal is fairly soft. Now, one of the things that you will do to speed up time is you will dig everything that you can from the furthest distance you are, and then later on, you can go in and pick it all up. So that really saves time. You can also inch forward a little bit. You don't have to stand in the same pot, but you don't want to have to go in there and dig every one out. Oh, look at that. There's a pathway up. So normally, when you're doing mining, you kind of want to keep going down. And because we're hearing the lightning, or it sounds like this is going to go all the way up, you will find that there's less and less, fewer and fewer ores, especially interesting ores, on the way up. So there's kind of no reason to go up here. I just wanted to see if I could see the sky. At this time, I don't see the sky, but I do see rain. And right here, there's a little bit of coal. So it's quite possible it would have gotten to this area coming from the other direction, which means that this is actually a loop. One of the reasons why you want to block off dead ends is to keep you from going around in loops and just getting lost. So again, good practice. We have all of this. I think at this point, I'm going to find the smallest hole and block this area off. So if I get to this area from another place, then again, I'm going to be able to say that, yes, I've been here before. And then I'm not going to keep going around in a loop. It can be difficult to figure out exactly what to do, and I think I have just blocked everything off. So again, we're going to keep going back, go back to our split location, and right here is the exit, and we follow that back until we find a series of double torches. Now we have this huge space here that we would normally block off completely, but that's kind of a waste of material. So the easy thing to do, the saving thing to do, is you just put bars across here. You go, okay, been here before, not going to go down here again. And just put a bar. So now I've got a bar here. I'm going to go ahead and put a second bar up above because that's the convention. So again, it kind of looks like a prison. You can't go through any spaces that are kind of a waste of gravel. What do I have here, Paul? So now that area is kind of blocked off. Again, this looks man-made. And then the last thing that we do is we take one torch and we put it right on the wall. So this says, hey, there's a wall here. It looks artificial. There's a torch in there. This is a dead end. We've already gone through there. So let's take a look at our inventory and see if we have other stuff that we could use. We have granite, which really kind of looks like dirt. We have diorite. It's natural stone, as it says. So again, we don't have a lot of material, but we have a lot of material to keep going. Again, if we wanted to make this pure, if we didn't want to use gravel here, then we could just take some of this cobblestone from over here. If we didn't have, oh, look at this. There's another pathway over here. So let's go ahead. And now we're at another T. So let's see where this goes. And let's, oh, look at that. There's light down here. Now, since this is the first part of our journey, we know that we haven't been down here, but again, this might look to us like the other path did that goes up to the sky. That there's actually light down there that indicates that we've already been here. There's another path over here, but there's a waterfall that goes down there, and it may be dangerous to follow this down. We could get swept away, we could drown, and I recommend that you don't drown. So let's go ahead and see what's down here. There is something that we want to mine. There's an iron at least. So let's go ahead and block off this water source. And you do that by using pretty much any kind of your filler material. You put it in here, inside the space, and then the water that was coming out of there is now blocked. The water keeps going down, and let's see how far down it goes. It keeps going down.
Oh no, there's another torch there.
So now we can put another torch over here so it's easier to see. That light's down there. We do have this T up here. Now that we know that that place keeps going down, we know which way we're going. However, at this point, again, we can see that we are very close to the exit. So again, we don't have to put another pair of torches here. Once we get up here, we can see that this is the way to go. Now, the next place that we go down to, somewhere down here, we will probably have to put another pair of torches to indicate where it is, because now we can no longer easily see. Now, as we're going down here, we need to make steps, single layer steps that tell us where to go. We'll use our easiest pickaxe to do that. Those are the steps so far. We'll put another one here. That's as far as we need to go. We do have another water source here. So what do we do with that? We fill it, and then the water goes away. So at this point, we don't have a single step down. We can go ahead and put a filler here. Again, there's another water source down there. There's water everywhere, just about. So let's go ahead and mine our way down. Let's create a staircase for ourselves. And as it turns out, there's a little bit of iron ore. So we're mining this incidentally, which means we don't have a reason. Now, the reason I came down here is I wanted to see if the water was coming out of a hole or if it was just coming out of the iron, which means that we will put a block here, but I'm going to go ahead and mine the iron that's below that first. Oh! See, now I got caught up in the water and it started to take me down to the depths. So the iron is on its way down, and that's okay because I'll end up down in the bottom and I'll get the iron eventually. Now I just want to block this off here with a couple of filler blocks. And now theoretically, I should be able to get the iron that's here, and there won't be any water that comes out. The water is now gone. At least that's the theory. So again, I'm not digging straight down just in case there's something down there that's going to, that I would drop into. I don't have a single layer down here, but sometimes it's easier to jump down and then go ahead and create your stairway going back up. Now I'm going to have to do that because I did kill my stairway going up. Once I get this iron out of the way, now I'm going to have to put this here, and now I don't really have a stairwell going up. However, I could just start putting the filler blocks here. And now I'm up to this level. Now I'm just one level below where I would want to be in order to get up. At this point, I can do that on the way back. So again, I don't have a stairwell down. It's a big drop. I'm afraid of big drops. So I'm just going to go ahead and dig my stairway down. Single drops down. I don't have a block here. I'm going to go ahead and put a filler here. Those cobblestones are going to down further. I'm going to put another filler here to stop that water. Now I'm getting down into areas where it's dark again. So I'll put another torch down here. Normally I would put it high, but since I'm going down, I can just put it across and it's going to end up being... So again, we're just going to make our stairwell going down. It's giving us some filler blocks. There's water just coming out of the spot here. If I put that there, the water is going to go away. Now, again, I can just get rid of this. Now that it's done its job and block the water, there's no more water. It is gone. I'm going to make the steps. I can put another filler here. And then I can go ahead and dig some more, making my steps down. And there's a lot of water coming out. This place is really porous. Okay, that makes all of that go away. Makes this go away. Put it down there. And that looks like it's the end of the water. So let's go ahead and put another torch down here. And let's go ahead and finish our stairwell going down. And it looks like there's a stairwell the rest of the way down. So down here, there should be a lot of our cobble, a lot of the other dirt that we had down here. I'm going to go ahead and place a torch And this is water that looks like it's going in the other direction. Don't really care, but I've just picked up a whole bunch of other stuff, and now we can go down, and voila, it's a dead end. So now we can just mine everything on the way up. We're going to do this quickly because we're just about out of time for this episode. Now, to recap what we've learned in this episode, rule number 1, never dig up. Rule number 2, never dig down. If you find yourself in a dead end, you go back until you come to the branch that made it a dead end, and then you block it off. So you never have to go down there again, never find yourself repeating the same pathway. And you never mine on the way in, you mine on the way out. So that way you have an idea of stuff that you've already done. So what I'm looking around here for is stuff that I did not mine on the way in. So this is just taking me back up the stairwell that I created on the way down. It was not a rigorous stairwell. I'm going to find some place when I get here that there's a place that I don't have a step for, and that was because I was using the blocks to cut off the water. That my stairwell is now over here. I can always, knowing that I'm never going to come back down here, I could just use the leap up and place a block under me facility, but I'm not going to do that. I do have some more iron here. Iron tends to come in multiples of 4. Sometimes you will have some of these multiples in here twice. It looks like this iron has been, this vein has been mined out. I continue going up my stairwell all the way back up until I get to my branch. This is our branch, if you remember. And so now there's the dead end. I need to find what's the smallest area here that I can block off and use the minimum amount of material. So let's go ahead and do this. If it's not the smallest amount, it doesn't really matter. I can use gravel. I just have to remember that it falls down if it's not supported. So that was a good use of granite right there. Granite is not good here because it's going to go up on the wall and then fall down. I can use andesite here, and now that is blocked. Now this doesn't necessarily, this is not an obvious dead end wall, but I'm going to go ahead and put a torch on here and try to remember that, yes, indeed, that's a dead end. And so when I come back here next time, I will come straight down here following the double torches, and I will look at this and go, oh, this is a dead end. That means there's something over here. And I will look at this and go, oh, there's a branch here. There's a solid wall here with a torch. That means over here, this is the next way to go. And the next time that we do come back, we're going to go down here again, creating our stairwell all the way down, and we'll see what's up with that torch. So thanks again for listening. This is SuperBiffo signing off. Bye-bye.